What's up, and welcome to another episode of Kicking It with Moats. And usually when we sitting in this chair, man, we doing an unboxing, right? We doing a detailed review. But I said, man, we gotta keep evolving, man. We gotta keep growing because we know it's more content that needs to be discussed. Specifically, some of these releases that we have coming out. So figure today, man, we're gonna talk about a couple of releases, man, that I got my eyes on, or that I think you all might, want to have your eyes on if you're in the market for copping, all right? But you know the drill. On the front end, hit the like button. One, time for the culture, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Now, August and September, we have had some nice releases thus far, man. Obviously, we know the big release in August was at the beginning of the month, the undefeated Air Jordan 4s. I mean, come on, man. When we talk about when those first dropped, super exclusive, right? 72 pair, I want to say initially released with that beautiful bomber coat type of, display and design on this thing, man. So obviously when that came back this go around, man, we know the sneakerheads were going absolutely insane, and rightfully so. I mean, it's a beautiful color shoe, man, with the green, a little bit of the orange accents as well. But a couple of other shoes that we got coming out, man, and we're going to talk about these a lot more in depth. But you obviously know I've talked about these, one of my personal faves that are going to be releasing later this month, the 23rd of August. Of course, I'm talking about the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Shattered Backboards, the 2025 edition. You've obviously seen me talk about those multiple times on the channel, man. Did an unboxing, an on-foot review. You know I love the Shattered Backboards. I mean, how can you not? You know the colorway for me touched the nostalgia part, as I've talked about, and we obviously know the historical element and connection to MJ himself wearing these particular shoes. So obviously that's why these are another pair that had to be on my radar, and I thought it was something that you all should be aware of as well. But love the colorway, man. Black, orange, white, can't go wrong with it. High top, classic, beautiful leather. This is what you want to see, man, when you're talking about a Jordan 1, man. But like I said, man, those are some of the August releases that, to me, definitely hit home. Now, obviously, we got the luminous green drop for the ladies later on in the month if you're into that as well. But for September, man, September is the one, man. September is the month to be aware of, baby, because you got some nice releases happening. And I want to talk about 4 particular releases that we are going to get in the month of September, man, that I think, like I said, man, should get the people going, man. If you are in the market for copping. We know everybody goes through phases. I'm in a phase right now where it's like, man, I'm real particular about what I'm going to pull the trigger on in terms of what I want to add to the collection. But at the same time, I'm constantly browsing. That's how you're supposed to do it. At least that's how I do it, man. But kicking off the month of September, man, we get a oldie but goodie. I'm talking about the Air Jordan 5 Retro Fire Red sneaks, man. Obviously, we know those came out back, I want to say it was what, 2016 time frame, man. And the difference was with those, you had the Jumpman Jordan logo on the back, still had the black tongue 23 on the side, right? This time around, you getting that gorgeous Nike Air on the back. Trust me, if my Fire Reds weren't still in great condition, that Nike Air on the back is calling me. Don't be surprised if I bomb for little man just so I get a reason to twin and wear these Fire Reds so much more. But definitely a fan of those, man. Like I said, man, dropping on the 13th of September, man. Just a fire shoe, a clean shoe, no pun intended, obviously. But I love the white on it, man. I think that it gives the shoe a nice pop of color. Then that black and red, we know that's traditional MJ Chicago Bulls colors, man. You can't go wrong with those right there, man. And I think that's why the nostalgia hits so much whenever you get the Fire Reds dropping, man. So like I said, definitely have your calendar set, man. If you haven't had a pair of those, man, I love Jordan 5s anyway, so you know how I feel about those. But that particular colorway, man, and then like I said, the Nike Air on the back definitely does it for me. Now, my favorite release that's going to be happening in the month of September is the second big release that we're going to talk about for September, and it's actually on the 20th. You know I love it. You know I love it. Okay, I'm talking about them Travis Scott Times Fragment Design Jordan 1 Low OG SP Sail Military Blue. colorway, man, that we'll be releasing on the 20th. Absolute love Travis Scott sneakers. You obviously know me and my wife. That is like our thing, man. We have a ton of them. And yeah, I don't see that stopping anytime soon. We obviously know the fragment design times Travis Scott Jordan 1, whether we're talking the high or the initial Jordan 1 low. I mean, that sparked a movement. Obviously, I've talked about, my story when I went and purchased the Travis Scott Jordan 1 fragment lows from Flight Club in New York City, man. Did the video on that. It's actually one of the first videos that we put on this page right here, man. So if you haven't, check that out, man. Sheesh. Talk about some nostalgia. You talk about some OG status. Yeah, man. Go back there and check that video out, all right? But for me, man, just love it, man. It's simple. White, off-white. Then you have the blue. Obviously, the reverse Nike check. We know that's the staple on it. But love the contrast and color, man. We don't get blue on both checks, just one of those checks, man. But the cool thing, even with this like lace lock in like item thing that they got on the laces, it's pretty cool, man. I think for me, I don't know if I'm gonna keep that on or not, but strong possibility these will be joining the collection, man. Like I said, I'm a big Travis Scott sneaker fan, and yeah, man, anytime he drops shoes, it's a strong possibility I'm gonna be in there, man, copping me something. All right, but that's definitely, to me, strong case for sneaker of the month, man. In terms of that September release, man, that Travis Scott is fire. But that fire red, from the practicability, from the cost standpoint, just, the nostalgia with it as well. I'm not signing it off just yet on T Scott, all right? As much as I love the Travis Scott kicks, I'm not doing it just yet, all right? TBD, but you guys let me know in the comment section, all right? But a couple of other releases that we do have that are going to be dropping in September, man, that I think you guys should be aware of, man, just from a cultural impact vibe, right? When we're talking shoes, how about the Angel Reese ones? Yeah, Reebok Angel Reese ones, man. She's dropping later this month, later September 18th, right? So that's following the release of the Fire Reds, and it's right before the Travis Scott release. But right in that little bit of a window right there, man, you got the Angel Reese ones, the Diamond Dust. She has actually 3 colorways: the Diamond Dust, the Me Bounds, and the Keep the Receipts, or Receipts Ready. You know what I mean? So it's like, I like the different colorways with this, man. I like the fact that, for number one, for Angel Reese, as a, WNBA rising star, a face of an organization, I mean, it is cool to see her get her signature shoe. Obviously, we know that's been, something that's been popping up more and more with WNBA, man, as that sport continues to get larger, man. Obviously, I'm a girl dad, and my ladies love the hoop, man. So for me, I'm always, tapped in on this element of it, man. But between the Sabrina Ionescos, I think those are a fire shoe that have been released, not just from the women's side, but guys rock them as well, man. I think those are clean. The Asia ones, man, shout out to Asia Wilson, man. Her shoes are fire. They're clean as well. But check out these Reeboks, man. Let me know your thoughts, man. Like I said, we haven't had a big resurgence with Reebok. It's been more Nike, Jordan, Adidas, Puma, or even, some of the ancillary brands. But when we look at, Reebok, this is one of those staples. I know for myself, I was a Reebok endorsed athlete when I first made it to the professional ranks, man. First 2 seasons, I was Reebok exclusively, man. Shout out to the ZigTechs. But to see, Angel Reese, obviously, come back with this movement with these shoes. And obviously we know Shaquille O'Neal, Big Shaq, the Shaqtus, the Big Galactus, backing her with this as well, man. I think that this is pretty cool, man. But like I said, man, those are the 3 colorways that she's going to have with hers. So I think that is cool, man, for, the sneakerheads that are out there, and specifically for the ladies, that are sneakerheads, whether you're hooping or just on your casual wear. I think this is a cool shoe to, maybe tap in with. And then the final shoe that I want to talk about, man, releasing at the end of September. The 27th of September is when these are dropping. An oldie, but another goodie. Now, this is a little bit more of a, like, regional exclusive type of vibe. I'll talk about the Air Jordan 5 Retro T23 Tokyos. I remember when these first came out, man. Crazy, right? Just because of how bright the shoe was, man. You can't miss it. And then we threw in, the Tokyo branding on the shoe. That's what just added to it, man. And of course, it's a Jordan 5. You can't go wrong with this Jordan 5 silhouette, but it was more exclusive. It was so hard to get back when these initially dropped, right? But now we're gonna do a little one for the public. we're going to give the people a chance, right? Give us normal folk a chance to tap into some of this here feet heat. You know, we want some feet heat in our lives. Wow, come on now. So to me, that is cool, man, that we are going to get this to end the month of September. Now, to me personally, I don't put this as high as the Fire Reds or as the Travis Scotts, just because of how bright the shoe is. Me personally, I love bright shoes. I love bright anything. I like, I'm either going to be in, super blacked out emo colorway, or I'm vibrant, crazy colors, man, attention, right? That's just who I am. So with the Tokyos, just because I don't feel like it's as practical for day to day, and I think it's a little bit more, you're wearing this with something specific, I have to rate it a little bit lower just because of the practical element of it. But to me, man, the Fire Reds, they're heavily up there, man, because I just think when you're talking about wearability, just playing in them, right? Those type of things, man, styling them. I just think that you got a lot more flexibility and bang for your buck per se. Whereas we know with Travis Scott's, man, get ready to cut the check. All right. If you get into Travis Scott's, ready to cut the check. Now, when I wear my Travis's, I always feel elite, I always feel electric, but I'm very cautious and very intentional about where I'm wearing them. I'm not gonna just wear them, if I'm gonna be standing in the grass, I'm gonna be out there and doing something reckless, right? But the Fire Reds, different mindset, all right? So just to kind of give you my, my thoughts of how I kind of process through which shoes I like and how I rank them. But you guys let me know your thoughts, man. What's the shoe that I've talked about in this video that you feel like, man, is the dopest, the hottest shoe coming out, right? And then more importantly, man, what's your September shoe release of the month, all right? As much as I want to go with the Travis Scotts, I think I will go Fire Reds because the practical ability of it, right? Sometimes you gotta be practical, man. But me personally, I love a Travis Scott, all right? So I know myself, I'm copping Travis's, okay? But either way, you let me know. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And until next time, it's only one thing left to do. Oh, you gotta rock your head.